Hey guys, happy Saturday. It's Joe, and it's time for Puck It with Joe presented by Sports Grid. Go over and give Sports Grid TV and Sports Grid a follow on all social media so you don't miss out on any of the content we have going on. Now, I will be live tonight on Sports Grid TV from 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock Eastern with Dubs Anderson. You guys don't want to miss out because I actually have a 4-leg parlay for this game on the ice that I'm going to be giving out there. So make sure you join me tonight. We'll be giving that out at some point before the game kicks off. But let's talk about this game. I can hardly wait for it to kick off. The Vegas Golden Knights are leading this series a 2-1 over the Florida Panthers. We have game 4, and I can hardly wait for this puck to drop. It's going to be electric out there on the ice. And really interesting to note was Florida getting the win in the last game. Did you guys realize that the only time Vegas got a goal was on the power play? They went 2 for 5 or 2 for 6? 2 for 6 on the power play. They were able to capitalize on the mistakes made by the Florida Panthers. So Florida absolutely needs to clean up their game, just like we were hoping. They played a cleaner game in the last one. We didn't see them as physical in it. We also didn't see them make so many dumb mistakes. So Vegas made mistakes as well. Vegas found themselves in the penalty box 5 times, Florida 6, but Vegas was the ones able to capitalize on those mistakes. Now, fantastic start by Montour coming out and getting that first goal for the Florida Panthers. Vegas did answer back in the first period, so we nicely cashed the over 1.5. And I've been flirting, you guys, with taking the over 1.5. I've talked about taking the over 1.5, and I still do think it's a good way to go. But I also think the Florida Panthers could come out and win the first period. I think it's pivotal for them here to get the win in the first period, and we're going to see them coming out as strong as they can. So can they get both of these goals? It's a little bit of a risk. It's a little bit of a sprinkle. So I do like the over 1.5. Even if Florida gets one, we see Vegas answering back. That situation could play out. Or we see the Florida Panthers dominate in the first period, get 2 goals themselves, and we cash both the Florida Panthers on the puck line, because I will take the Florida Panthers, and I'm going to sprinkle. Puck line first period, -0.5 goal. That's coming in almost at plus 190. I absolutely love the value we're getting here. And I think the Florida Panthers have every opportunity. They got to hit Adin Hill fast. They've got to get him rattled. And that's what I expect them to prepare to do. Hit him fast, stay out of that penalty box, play a clean game in that first period, and get up 2-0 over the Vegas Golden Knights. Now, could we see it 1-1 out of the first period? Absolutely. We know we've seen this happen in the first period so far, with, except for the one game, every other game, both teams scored in that first period. If you're looking for both teams to score, you are getting plus money on it. If you're going to take the over 1.5, you're not paying that much juice. The over 1.5 coming in right now, minus 115, I think it was, for the over 1.5. So there is a value on the over 1.5. There's also value on the both teams to score if you think it's going to play out the same way it did in games 3 and 1. It was game 2 where Vegas dominated, getting those 2 goals. I'm looking for Florida to come out and dominate. Big shout out to you guys for jumping in here. Thank you so much for joining me here, Matt and Larry, Mike as well, and Joe. It's a pleasure to have you guys here. So let's talk about some other things I'm liking in this game. Now, the Florida Panthers know they need this win. They can't go back to Vegas down in this series 3-1, because I tell you, it'll just be like the Heat and the Nuggets, where Florida Panthers are done. We can't have the Florida Panthers done. We need their best game here. Matthew Tkachuk looking like a star out on the ice, but we got to look at some other players that really were impactful in the last game for the Florida Panthers. Now, Matthew Tkachuk came out, he got the goal, he got an assist, and he had 3 shots on goal. His shots on goal number is too high tonight. The Vegas Golden Knights are getting those block shots. So I'm staying off shots on goal, except for there might be one player here where I look at his shots on goal, because the difference in between what he's had and what the books are offering us is huge. But Matthew Tkachuk, for the point tonight, 2 juiced. You got to look at him for a goal or an assist. We know he's pivotal, but I know Joe's saying he's going over 5.5. I do think there's an opportunity for this one to stay under the 5.5. I do expect another 3-2 style game with this one, again, going to overtime. You guys know I'm riding every single game to go to overtime. So let's talk about the difference makers in the last game. Kachuk, a goal and an assist. Verhaeghe was the one who got that overtime goal, and that was on the first shot on Aiden Hill in overtime. So beautiful overtime goal by him. He did have an assist and 3 shots on goal. So for Verhaeghe for the points tonight, definitely someone to look at. Montour had the opening goal and 3 shots on goal again. His numbers pretty juiced for his shots on goal tonight. So not touching. Sam Bennett had an assist and 4 shots on goal. So his number's still coming in at 3.5. I don't want to touch it. 4 shots on goal in the last game. I was hoping we'd get over 2.5, but we're not getting the value. Ekblad had an assist and 1 shot on goal. And Forsling came in with the assist. Now, Eric Stahl came in with 1 assist and Sam Reinhart 2 shots on goal. So looking at the Vegas Golden Knights, who was impactful, Jonathan Moshasha, we know how strong he is. He got the power play goal and he had an assist and he had 2 shots on goal. Mark Stone had a power play goal, an assist and 3 shots on goal. And Jack Eichel had that assist. And I tell you, if you've just been taking Jack Eichel for an assist every game, absolutely a moneymaker. So you can look at him again for the assist tonight if you want. Don't jump off the trend if you've been betting it for sure. And 3 shots on goal in the last game. Now, Shea Theodore, 1 shot on goal. William Karlsson came in with 3 shots on goal. And Nicholas Roy, 3 shots on goal. The one player I'm looking at from the Vegas Golden Knights to get these shots, Chandler Stevenson here. Chandler Stevenson had 4 shots on goal in the last game. He is the only player where I'm finding value in hitting him over on his shots on goal in this one. Chandler Stevenson's of the Vegas Golden Knights over 1.5 shots on goal coming in at -116. And I love the value we're getting on him here. Like I said, 4 shots on goal in the last game. He is getting open. So I like his ability to keep the ability to get those shots in this one. Now, a couple other players I'm looking at for player props, you guys. We got to look at Mark Stahl of the Florida Panthers. We can get him over 1.5 block shots on goal. Now, these players, it is do or die right now, especially for the Florida Panthers, but the Vegas Golden Knights doing an incredible job at getting those block shots as well. White Cloud for the Vegas Golden Knights was someone I was looking to target, but his number is almost 2-1 for his block shot. So no value unless you're going to add that into a parlay, but we know he's going to go over that, or if you can find extended block shots, but I'm not getting it on my books where I bet. But Mark Stahl of the Florida Panthers over 1.5 block shots coming in at -104. He did have 4 block shots in just under 18 minutes on the ice in the last game. These players know they got to get in front of that puck. Now, Brandon Montour, you can take him over 1.5 block shots on goal as well. That's coming in at -132. Now, he didn't get over this number in the last game, but I love his ability to get in front of that puck tonight. The Panthers team total is another thing that you can look at in that first period. If you're a little worried about taking the Florida Panthers on the puck line in the first period or the over 1.5, but you do believe the Florida Panthers will score in that first period, nice parlay piece here with the Florida Panthers team total over 0.5. So they just have to score 1 goal in the first period, and then it doesn't matter what happens. That's coming in at -150. Now, if you do believe, like I do, Florida can win that first period, and you would rather get a push and not risk that puck line bet, a little safer way to go. The Florida Panthers on the money line in that first period at -116. But like I said, puck line first period, -0.5 of a goal coming in at +186. So almost +190, getting so much value there, you guys. This game is going to be fantastic. We got between +350 and +360 to go to OT. I've told you guys, I'm writing every single game of this series to go to overtime. Nothing is changing here. And I do look at this one. If Florida wants to win it, this has to be a 3-2 style game, 3-1 style game. The Florida Panthers cannot get in a shootout here with the Vegas Golden Knights. They can't play pawn hockey. They got to stay disciplined because the Vegas Golden Knights will outscore them if given the chance. So, you guys, this is going to be an incredible game. I can hardly wait. You feel a lot of shots tonight, and over 6 will be a play hard tonight. Oh, Vegas is going to Vegas is going to give it their all, Joe. I completely agree. We're going to have a battle on our hands out there on the ice. I expect that first period to really dictate the flow of this game. Looking at the last game, we saw the Florida Panthers get away from that hard-hitting game. Vegas is making them play their game. The Florida Panthers want to play their game, but they can't. They can't come in and just be bullies out there on the ice. They are going to lose it. So only 14 hits out of the Florida Panthers in the last game, 18 hits out of the Vegas Golden Knights. Looking at those shots on goal, Vegas really getting those block shots, containing the Florida Panthers, holding them to only 23 shots on goal. And the Vegas Golden Knights having 27 shots on goal. So the Florida Panthers did do a solid job. We know in some of these games in this series so far, both of these teams have gone into the 30s for their shots on goal. And because of what we've seen in the defenses, how they are tightening up, that 5-on-5 play by the Florida Panthers did not allow a goal in the last game. Remember that, you guys. If Florida can stay out of that box, it is their game to win. Now we got Adin Hill and Bobrovsky in net tonight for these teams. So Adin Hill coming out here for the Vegas Golden Knights. His number for save shots on goal is 29.5 at -116. If these defenses don't get these block shots, if the defenses don't stand in front of that net, we will see him go over this number because we know Adin Hill's phenomenal in goal. We know these offenses can really accumulate the shots. But I am worried with the amount of block shots we're getting with how these defenses are playing. So I'm not going to touch it. But if you do like it to the over 29.5 coming in at -116. It was something I was loving in those first couple of games, actually the first 3, but I am staying off the goalie props in this one because I'm a little afraid of the ability to get these shots, and that's why I'm staying off shots on goal as well. Bobrovsky coming in here. His number's lower at 27.5 plus 106 to the over. Now in the last game, the Vegas Golden Knights had 2 goals. They got in they shot 27 on Bobrovsky. He saved 25. So we're coming pretty close to that number. We know Vegas is going to be throwing everything at the Florida Panthers, at Bobrovsky, but I do believe in the defensive players, again, to step in front of that puck. And as long as the Florida Panthers, again, stay out of that box, they have every opportunity. Now, looking at the faceoffs, 52% of the faceoffs were won by the Vegas Golden Knights. They are controlling this game. They're playing absolutely phenomenal. So I won't be surprised if this is a 3-2 win for the Vegas Golden Knights, but I do think if Florida stays disciplined, it's a 3-2 win for the Florida Panthers. The series goes back tied into Vegas, a 2-2 apiece. And we know what that means. Vegas probably takes game 5. Florida takes game 6. And then, you guys, we have game 7 on our hands. And that is exactly what I want to see in this matchup. I am not ready for hockey to be done. I know you guys are not ready for hockey to be done. There is so much so many more games that we can make some money on. So let's not hope for the Vegas Golden Knights to win. Let's hope for this one to go all the way to 7, you guys, and then the best team win in the 7th game. All the best in all of your bets today. Again, make sure you join me on Sports Grid at the top of the hour. If you're looking where to watch, we are all over. Just go to www.sportsgrid.com. /watch. You'll find all the platforms we're on because the list is absolutely endless. And Dubs Anderson and I are going to be having a freaking amazing time talking all of the games in action. I'm sweating my Blue Jays game right now. They're up 2-0 over Minnesota. 2 Pacific. No, yeah, 2 Pacific. That is 5 Eastern. You are right, Joe. 2 Pacific, 5 Eastern. 3 Mountain time. I'm Mountain. It's all over the place. So you guys will be over there for 3 hours tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure you join us. Have a good one. Again, follow Sports Grid TV on all social media. I'm going to quickly go over and talk live on Sports Grid's Instagram. Come on over there. Let's talk some more. We can talk about anything over there. You guys have a good one. Keep smiling. Let's make some freaking money. Bye, guys.